Hello and welcome back to Saving No. 9. The Somerset Building Preservation Trust is at the start of a multi-year project to restore this Grade 1 listed building so that its future can be secured. And we're going to be there every step of the way to give you exclusive behind-the-scenes access as the work progresses and to tell you the story of this beautiful building. A couple of weeks ago, an asbestos survey was carried out on the building. And even though most of the areas proved to be safe, unfortunately, a couple of rooms on the upper floors were found to have some damaged asbestos panels. These need to be disposed of before further structural surveys can be carried out. All of the other floors, and most importantly, the shop, were found to be safe. In this series, we'll be focusing on this beautiful building. But we'll also be looking at events in the wider community here in Chard and the impact that they've had on No. 9. And there has been few events that have had a bigger impact than what happened on the 12th of June, 1577. Queen Elizabeth I was on the throne and Sir Francis Drake was preparing to set sail around the world. Chard was thriving that summer. It was a vibrant time with money flowing in from the woolen trade. But the town was about to be ravaged by fire that ripped through it. A document from the following year talks about the destruction of the chiefest and greatest part of buildings and houses. Much of the infrastructure needed to produce woolen cloth was lost, threatening the livelihood of most of the families, driving them into poverty. But the town wasn't going to give up. Huge amounts of money were raised or donated, and Chard got back on its feet. A report that was carried out a few years ago looked at the structure of No. 9, and we're going to talk to David to give us some idea of what was found.
So there's an old timber here, which has been hewn really roughly and would never have been like that in public, as it were, but it's been reused. And my theory is that's the slot where a thin panel of oak or elm slotted into it, and it's been hacked off, possibly repurposed.
No.
But it disappears into the ceiling, so it's been here for quite a while. I think perhaps it is original in that position. Yeah, the ceiling is worked round it, isn't it? Yeah. So it's probably is Tudor medieval plank and muntin timber, but it's been hacked back.
This wall, we think, is probably pre-Chard fire, medieval, seriously old.
Could this be evidence that the fire was here and that No. 9 was part of the Great Rebuild? In fact, most of these walls were from around 1580, making them some of the oldest parts of Chard. And that is the reason why it's so important that they need to be saved for future generations. To see those parts of wall that are still in situ since the time of the fire really is incredible. So that's it for another episode. We've hoped you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Saving No. 9.